Hey everyone, Brandon and Brady back again, and today we're going to show you how to bench press better. Specifically, we're going to show you how to correct the probably most common error in newer lifters or people new to competition style bench pressing. And what is that error, Brady?
Your butt coming off the bench.
Your butt leaving contact with the pad of the bench press, which, if you are unaware, will likely lead to 2 red lights, which is a failed lift.
I'd say it's probably the most common problem with ego lifters.
Yes, probably. All right, we're going to show you 2 ways how to fix that today. Now, we're going to start with what we can probably consider is the least intrusive cueing method, and that is fix your feet. And then we're going to show you a tactile cue on how to keep your hips down. Now, we're going to let Brady get set up first, and we're going to show you the fault in case for some reason you don't know what we're talking about with the hips leaving the bench. Go ahead, Dr. Brady. And Brady's kind of exaggerating it, but normally in competition you're going to be wearing a singlet which is going to form to your body, and it's going to show even the slightest raise of your hips. Now, one way that we can correct this is by actually fixing your feet. And we're not talking about rooting so much as much as we are the actual position and alignment of your feet. So, yeah, do it right, Brady. So, what we're looking to do is actually get the hip a little bit more internally rotated and into extension prior to actually setting up. And if we can get the hips further into extension, there's going to be no room for the hips to leave the bench because they're already as extended as possible. And the way we do that is by actually putting Brady's feet facing that way, his toes completely forward. And for newer lifters, this is probably going to be pretty uncomfortable, or even if you've done a different style where maybe your feet are a little ducked out, this is probably going to be very uncomfortable, and it's probably going to cause a little bit of discomfort in your hip. But what we want to do is actually force these knees out and force your heels out so your toes point straight, and there's going to be a ton of tension built up there. From there, we can generate a ton of pressure with the actual quads, which is where the majority of your leg drive is going to come from, and allow you to press horizontally across the bench and not directly up. Beautiful. Now, for some of you, that's going to fix it immediately, but if we need a little bit more, we can introduce a tactile cue, which will be with the a band, a rope, something that's minimally thick so that it's not super easy to keep down. Go ahead and sit up, Brady. I'm not reaching under there. Sit up.
You know you want to.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to get Brady in the best position that we can, and we're going to put this under his butt, and we're going to try and yank it out. Now, it's pretty important that we're not pulling as hard as possible because we don't want Brady actually pressing down with his hips. Remember, we want them as far into extension as we can, so we're not going to yank on it as hard as possible, but we are going to give it a little pressure, and if his hips come up at all, we're going to feel it. Yep, and there it goes. So, tactile cue can work really, really well if you're not quite feeling, the proprioception of that contact of your butt and the bench press.
Yeah, I know it's common that a lot of people won't notice that their butt's coming off, or they still feel like it is a little bit. And the feet straight was something that Coach Darrington helped me with in the last meet, because I wasn't even realizing my butt was coming up, and then got called out on it, fixed my feet, and it helped.
Yep. Don't miss competition bench presses for stupid things. Keep your hips down. Brady and Brandon signing out.